There are a few things that you'll need to do. I'll explain the whole task at the end of this video. You need to watch this very closely. What I'm going to show you, actually, I've got here, with permission, a copy of Lucy's work, because she has really done a fantastic job of this. But there's one thing in particular she's done really well that I want everybody to look out for and to search for opportunities in their work to do, okay? And that is creating complex sentences. In the mark scheme, as I'll show you in a minute, that, you know, for a good grade, for anything, so grade 5 and above, and especially for those top grades, you need to be creating complex, long sentences. And this is something that, as well as great vocab, Lucy's done very well. So I've highlighted some examples in her work, and I'm just going to talk you through what she's done so you can see it as a model answer. And then at the end of the video, I'll explain exactly what you need to do with your own work. So that's where we finished our model together. She then links by saying, so here, there's so much rubbish everywhere, what a shame. She doesn't just say last week, she starts with, that's why last week I did this. It links the two paragraphs together. So this is one expression you can use at the beginning of a new paragraph to link to the previous one. And rather than just say, last week in my town I recycled these things, full stop, then we did this, it's linked. There isn't a full stop, it's not a short sentence, there is a comma. I cannot tell you how much of a difference that makes in creating a complex sentence, because you create clauses. Which was. Now this structure, a lot of you know, but how many of us have used it to extend that sentence? Look, this is where that sentence ends and this is where it begins. This is a complex sentence because it's made of clauses. Which was fun. And it doesn't stop there. However, or nonetheless. Lovely phrase, not obstante. That was in the Quizlet set, which I'm going to get you to revise again in a minute, and that's something Lucy's used really effectively here to really make her work stand out, not just sin embargo, but those high-level connectives we learn. So, no obstante, carrying on, my friends went to the beach and threw rubbish in the sea. Sounds like a crazy day out there, Lucy. Right, so again, full stop there, fine, that's one sentence. But it's not just I did this, actually also another linking word. Okay, simple but effective. También, it's linking this sentence to this one so it flows. Para reducir. So I went to school by foot. It might seem obvious why that's good for the environment, but using in order to, para, I've created another clause. And again, it doesn't stop there to reduce fossil fuels. Lots of people may be tempted to put a full stop. No, we've got another comma. Which was, and we've got another way of saying which, que. The same expression twice, but it doesn't seem repetitive, and it isn't repetitive because it's two different ways, so two synonyms for the same word. Que era difícil, and even that she doesn't stop, which was difficult but useful. These, I know, these connectives that a lot of people do know, but it's using them all in one sentence together to create these longer sentences. Okay, now starting a sentence with aunque, although, forces you to create a complex sentence, okay? Although in the city there are, now Lucy's already done her green pen work for me, I asked her to so that I could show this example. So although in the city there are more facilities and shops, look, you are forced to put a comma here, it's not visible on the page because of the printout. The good thing is, the bad thing is that people are more unpleasant, and again it didn't print, there's the comma, which stresses me out, right? And again, comma, it's not the end of a sentence. So, or therefore I would say that the countryside is better. Not a full stop, but again another clause. Because, and a high level word for because, there are more forests and animals. And again, look, another clause, which is, and we're varying it all the time, which is not only beautiful, but also pleasant. Now, look at the length of that sentence. It started way back here. Aunque en la ciudad hay más instalaciones y tiendas, lo malo es que la gente es más desagradable, lo cual me estresa. Entonces diría que el campo es mejor, puesto que hay más bosques y animales, que es no solo bonito, sino también agradable. Now, I'm not just talking about creating long sentences so that it's a really long paragraph. It's about the quality and using the clauses, using the commas to separate your clauses. And look, the highlighted green, super high level rota language that just brings it all together. No solo, sino también. A few of you tried to use, but only use this part, sino también. You have to use the whole thing, no solo and sino también. Okay? And again, this last paragraph, lovely. I'd like to live in Spain, in a town in Spain, in a village in Spain. Porque estoy harto de. Now, this is in the Quizlet. I'm going to get you to look at again. Use all that high-level language we've been learning, okay? Lots of you should have more reasons in your work. You've given opinions, but not enough reasons. This is something very successful here. Because I'm fed up of the rain in England. I mean, lovely reason there. Estoy harto de la lluvia. And again, it doesn't stop there. And, y, mis padres dicen, my parents say, okay, I'll just write that one in, sorry, that it's beautiful or gorgeous, comma, which is great. Además, okay, furthermore, bit like también, great for linking. Okay, hay la oportunidad, etc. So if you just look at the length of the sentences, the way that Lucy has put in things like constructions like lo cual, no obstante, también, no solo sino también, aunque, throughout, not just once or twice, but throughout this entire piece, you can see why this is such a high level piece of work, okay? So what I know some of you will be thinking, well, I've done some of those things, or I've used the word aunque. You may have used the word aunque. Have you used it to create a sentence as complex and long and flowing as this one? So what I would like you to do is this, is go to the writing assessment on Teams, read and respond to my feedback. So I've given you some general feedback, not to do with what I've just shown you on Lucy, so mostly to do with accuracy. Respond to that in green or another colour, please. Then reread your work and find 2 extra opportunities. So even if you've already done this, I want you to find 2 additional ones to link your sentences that you've written or extend them like Lucy has. And I want you to add them in green pen. Use these structures. Now, all of these, very impressive, have been used by Lucy. I want you to make sure that you have used as many as possible, not just using them, but using them to link sentences. Okay? When you've done that, take a photo of your work, you're closing the loop, and hand it back in on Teams. And then I'd like you to spend a minimum of 15 minutes relearning and revising this Quizlet set, which is the positive and negative one, because loads of those phrases were used in Lucy's work to great effect. Even if you think you know them, revising is so important. In our conversation classes, okay, they've been in the starter and not everyone has known them, so keep revising them. And just to reiterate, the reason this is so important to find those examples of long sentences, okay, is here. This is the range of language mark for writing, okay, for higher, but it also features in the foundation mark scheme. For anything more than 4 or above out of 12, you have to have longer sentences, okay? So it's super important. You can see right at the top here, more complex sentences are handled with confidence, producing a fluent and coherent piece of writing. And that's where we're at with the example we've just seen. All right, so well done, Lucy. There are lots of people with examples of this as well in their work, so really well done. I just thought this piece really brought it together. So have a look and